Hello, my name is Daniela Ticoalu from class 3A, and today I'm going to be explaining about the 7 concepts of TQM. So the first concept of TQM is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement in TQM means the organizational culture must focus on improving processes, and in this effort, all management levels must be supportive. So it's a never-ending process of continual improvement, and it covers people, equipment, materials, and procedures, and there's always room for improvement, and every operation can be improved. Why is it important? It helps you to stay ahead of the competition by encouraging you to constantly explore new ways to improve your process. And by making small changes, you can test out new ideas quickly and cheaply to see if they're worth pursuing. The second one is the Six Sigma. So it has 2 meanings. The first one is statistical definition of a process that is 99.9997% capable, 3.4 defects per million opportunities. And it is also defined as a program designed to reduce defects, lower costs, save time, and improve customer satisfaction. It's a comprehensive system for achieving and sustaining business success. So it's originally developed by Motorola, and it's adopted and enhanced by Honeywell and GE. It's a highly structured approach to process improvement for strategy, for discipline, and a set of 7 tools. So the first one is to define the project's purpose and its scope and outputs, and it identifies the required process information, keeping in mind the customer's definition of quality. The second one is to measure the process and collects data. The third one is to analyze the data, ensuring repeatability and reproducibility. And the fourth one is to improve by modifying or redesigning existing processes and procedures. The fifth one is to control the new process to make sure performance levels are maintained. Let's move on to the implementation of the Six Sigma. So, it emphasizes defects per million opportunities as a standard metric. It provides extensive training, focus on corporate sponsor support. It creates qualified process improvement experts, including black belts, green belts, etc. And this cannot be accomplished without a major commitment from top-level management. Now, the third one is employee empowerment. So, getting employees involved in product and process improvements. 85% of quality problems are due to process and material. Now, moving on to the techniques, the first one is to build communication networks that include employees. The second one is to develop open and supportive supervisors. The third one is to move responsibility to employees. The fourth one is to build a high morale organization. The fifth one is to create formal team structures. Moving on to employee empowerment. So the goal of employee empowerment is to get employees involved in product and process improvements. 85% of quality problems are due to process and material. Now, here are the techniques used. The first one is to build communication networks that include employees. The second one is to develop open and supportive supervisors. The third one is to move responsibility to employees. The fourth one is to build a high morale organization. And the fifth one is to create formal team structures. There's a thing called quality circles, and it's a group of employees who meet regularly to solve problems. They trade in planning, problem solving, and statistical methods, often led by a facilitator, and it's very effective when done properly. Now, the fourth one is benchmarking. Benchmarking is the process of selecting best practices to use as a standard for performance. So the first step of benchmarking is to determine what to benchmark. The second one is to form a benchmark team. The third one is to identify benchmarking partners. The fourth one is to collect and analyze benchmarking information. And the last step is to take action to match or exceed the benchmark. Now, here are the best practices for resolving customer complaints. So the first one is to make it easy for clients to complain because it is free market research. The second one is to respond quickly to complaints because it adds customers and loyalty. The third one is to resolve complaints on first contact because it reduces cost. The The fourth one is to use computers to manage complaints. The fourth one is to use computers to manage complaints because it discovers trends, share them, and align your services. The last practice is to recruit the best Now, here are some of the best practices for resolving customer complaints. The first one is to make it easy for clients to complain because it's free market research. The second one is to respond quickly to complaints because it adds customers and loyalty. The third one is to resolve complaints on first contact because it reduces cost. The fourth one is to use computers to manage complaints because it discovers trends, share them, and align your services. The last practice is to recruit the best for customer service jobs because it should be part of the formal training. The last one is to recruit the best for customer service jobs because it should be a part of formal training and career advancement. Now, there's a thing called internal benchmarking. So it's when the organization is large enough and data is more accessible and can and should be established in a variety of areas. The fifth concept of TQM is just in time, or JIT. It's the relationship to quality. So JIT cuts the cost of quality. It improves quality, and better quality means less inventory and better, easier to employ JIT system. So it pulls system of production scheduling, including supply management. Production only when signaled allows reduced inventory levels. Inventory costs money and hides process and material problems, and it encourages improved process and product quality. Moving on to the sixth concept, Taguchi concept. It's an engineering and experimental design methods to improve product and process design. It identifies key component and process variables affecting product variation. The Taguchi concept is a quality robustness, quality loss function, and target-oriented quality. What is quality robustness? So quality robustness is the ability to produce products uniformly in adverse manufacturing and environmental conditions. It removes the effects of adverse conditions, and small variations in materials and process do not destroy product quality. So the first of the 7 tools of TQM is check sheet. So it's an organized method of recording data. The second one is the scatter diagram. It's a graph of the value of one variable versus another variable. The third one is cause and effect diagram. It's a tool that identifies process elements or causes that might affect an outcome. The fourth one is Pareto chart. It's a graph to identify and plot problems or defects in descending order of frequency. The fifth one is flowchart or process diagram. It's a chart that describes the steps in a process. Now the next one is histogram. It's a distribution showing the frequency of occurrences of a variable. Now we have covered the 7 concepts of TQM. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.